us to this window right here. And what this is doing is it's showing us how long it would take, if you highlight the entire website, to upload on a 56 kilobytes per second computer, whatever, internet speed. So that's not that great, but for now we're going to keep it at that. We don't really want to go in and start messing with things. We'll do that on different tutorials. This, again, is just a basic understanding of how to create a splash page. So we're going to go ahead and keep it at this. These are all our pieces and everything, so to load up, it'll be faster than that. Most people's internet is not that slow, so it'll be pretty much instant. So now we have everything. We're going to go ahead and click Save. Now, first thing I usually like to do so I can find all my files is never save in a folder that you've already created. Go out to Desktop and create a new folder. So right click, create on New Folder. We're going to go ahead and call this Tut Site for Tutorial Website. Alright, so now that you have clicked on that, where it says, mine says images only right now for format, but I'm going to click on the drop down so it loads out the HTML, meaning it will put together the entire index.html website for me and put all the images in a separate folder. You can also tell it to do just the HTML, which will build the different tables in the background. And the reason I'm showing you this method first is it's a good idea, even though you don't use any HTML in the demo or the tutorial that I'm showing you. It's a good idea that once you have this up, you can go in and start understanding what Photoshop actually did. It's not that confusing. It breaks tables up within the tables and cells and all that kind of stuff. I'll give you a brief look at it, but feel free to go on your own once you get this up there, whatever you want to do. Once you finish the tutorial, go through your code section. Just try to see if you can understand how it's putting all this together, because that'll help you a lot once you start going to other tutorials that go more into depth about how to create this on your own. Because once you learn how to create it on your own, you have a lot more freedom to move around, and it's a lot more search engine friendly as well. Believe it or not, you can create a lot of stuff that will put you higher up in the search engines. So I'm going to go ahead and type index.html. So it's going to create my index.html website. And that's what you always want to call your home website, is the index.html. That's the one that search engines like to look for your home page. Alright, so we'll go ahead and click Save. So now everything is saved, alright? We're going to go into Dreamweaver, and now that Dreamweaver is open, we're going to go to Site, and then New Site. It's going to come up as unnamed site. Mine says 2, yours might say unnamed site 1 or 10 or however many other sites that you have named unnamed site. We're going to go ahead and click that and change it to Tut Site. Whoops. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is click on this little folder right here because it needs to know where the local site folder is. Let's go ahead and left click on that. I put mine on my desktop, so I'm going to left click there, and I'm going to scroll down until I see Tut Site. There it is. Okay, so now that I have my Tut Site folder selected, I'm only one level into it by just clicking on it. Go ahead and click the word Select. So mine says user, my name's Tyler, it's on my desktop in the folder Tut Site. So go ahead and click Save, and you'll see there's the HTML, and here's the folder with all the images that we created in Photoshop. It puts them out as fireworks because they were PNG 8 and they have transparent backgrounds and all that kind of stuff, but they have white backgrounds because of the way we cut them up. And now I'm going to go ahead and double click on my index.html. You'll see it put it all together. Here's our website. Pretty simple. Next thing we're going to do is I like to go over here to right before the bar splits, click on that. If you go to Align, you can go click on the drop down and click on Center. So it's going to put it exactly center of the web page. Cool. You can go ahead and test it, but if you click on this little globe up here, it says Preview/Debug. If you want to preview in Chrome's what I normally use, feel free to use whatever you want. And just to see what we're doing, it's going to ask you to save. It's a good idea to go ahead and do that. You'll see that it's starting to look exactly like what we want, but we don't have that top banner going all the way across yet, and I'll show you how to do that. And the buttons aren't doing anything for us yet, at the bottom or at the top. Okay? So I'll show you how to do that in just a couple seconds. So we're going to jump back into Photoshop really quick. Take our banner, make sure your banner layer is selected, hit Control T, slide it across, hold the Alt button down so it slides both sides, and hit Enter. Now, what I'm going to do really quick is mash the entire website together. I'm going to undo this process in a few steps, but I want you to follow along for this part. Okay, I'm not just showing you an example. Go ahead and highlight everything, and all I did to do that was click on my top layer, go all the way down, hold shift, and click on my bottom layer. Right click on the background layer and merge every layer together. So now it's just one big old layer in the background. Nothing is broken up. So what I want to do is I want to take my select tool right here and just keep it at the rectangle, and we're going to select just a sliver. Now the sliver I'm selecting is a little bit larger than you normally want. The ideal slice is 1 pixel in width. The height is however long the banner needs to be. But I'm going to do this just for demonstration purposes so you can see a little bit easier what I'm doing. So I went ahead and selected this little chunk. I'm going to hit Control X. Okay, so that took that chunk out of it. Next thing I'm going to do is go over to File and click on New. My width and height, you'll see because I hit X, it's on the preset of my clipboard, and on my clipboard is what I just cut out of my project back here. So it knows the width is 19 pixels and the height is 160. So it's going to create a canvas of the same size of the image I just cut. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now I'm just going to hit Control V. Now it's going to create this little piece. And we're going to save this out directly to the folder we just created for the website. So we'll go ahead and click Save As. Go down, drop down. It's normally Photoshop, but let's go ahead and pick JPEG. And we got our tut site. Go to the Images folder. Type the word background. This is going to be the background of our website. Alright, so we got background. Let's go ahead and click Save and click OK. Let's go back over in to Dreamweaver, and we're simply going to go down and click on the outside, and so you see the word Page Properties down here. So anywhere outside the images that we created, click on Page Properties, and where it says Background Image in the Page Properties window, go ahead and click on Browse, and you'll see the image that we created. Let's go ahead and click OK. And then for repeat, if you click apply, it's going to put it all over the web page. What we want to do is click on repeat, the drop down, and repeat X, so it only repeats at the top. And now you can see it's just a nice smooth bar all the way across. So we'll go ahead and click OK, and we're going to check that out in Google right quick. So yeah, go ahead and save it. Awesome. So we have a solid banner all the way across at the top. And you can go ahead and minus. I hit Control minus, it comes all the way out. It'll go all the way across no matter how far you want to go, which is great. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is animate these buttons so that they light up when the mouse scrolls over them. And we'll do that right now. Over in Photoshop. The first thing we're going to do is go back to the navbar layer that we have right here and turn the color overlay on, so it's a little bit brighter. That's going to let you know that you're hovering over the button. So make sure the color overlay over here is turned on, and then we'll go down to the underlines and turn those on as well. So there they are, they're all turned on. Now for this, we're going to do the same thing as far as exporting it, but we're going to create a separate folder just for junk, and we're only going to move the files over that we want. So if you want to go to File, Save for Web and Devices, go ahead and click Save. And then we're going to go back to the desktop, right click, New Folder, and just call this Junky. Alright, so there's our junky stuff. And just do images. We don't need another HTML, so just the drop down right here, just click on Images. File name does not really matter. We're just going to leave it as is and go ahead and click Save.